All right, I'm back. So we've been working to make this character with our gear. All of this has been happening. And the developers, like the assholes that they're not trying to be, come in and do it anyways by saying, oh, we'll tweak that a little bit. We'll change that a little bit. Oh, we'll change it all. And all of that change, all of the patchwork, all of the nerfing or buffing, because the buffing does the same effect. When you buff an area that might potentially give us a benefit, we again have to go back and reevaluate all the nuancy area that we have built in the Empire. That should not happen for a gamer. It is too exhaustive. With all of the crazy, stupid that life is throwing at everyone nowadays, they don't have time to deal with your bullshit changes. That is unfair to any gamer. You have not designed a game at that point. You are designing actually, in my opinion, you're being deceptive to the gamer or the purchaser or the customer. Because a customer expects when they're going to buy a game that they're buying the game and that it's not going to necessarily change overnight. Like all these different things that you keep changing, maybe one or two can be forgiven, but damn, all the time? And then you don't make it easier to adapt to the change? That's a wash. When I say it's a wash, Diablo 4 is a wash. Now I've just talked about with this skill, and I mentioned the Paragon board. The Paragon board takes it to a whole new fucking level. It takes it to a second level of crazy. If somebody ever watches this and never played the game before, they will never play it now. I promise you. So you have your nuance, it's slight nuance with the skill points. They're always changing. You're always doing something funky with those. And again, messing with your gear to hopefully agree with what you're doing there, because they make gear that works with certain skill points and skill types. And they even kind of separated those in categories. So you might get buffs in some things that don't apply to others. Like, for example, you'll get a piece of gear that will enhance your core skills, but they don't do shit for corpse skills or your summon skills or whatever else this other thing breaks down in the skill thing. Like there's a macabre area. So your macabre skills, whatever the fuck that is, but they will buff damage to your core skills, but then they may not do anything for your basic skills. So they'll do one for basic skills and they'll do it for core skills. But you as the gamer, you better learn what the hell that means, because you'll be thinking, oh, I've got a piece of gear that bumped my stuff up like 30% in basic skills. I got my going. No, you don't. Because basic skills can take 100% increase in damage. And it's shit. It's still a shitty thing to use in the game. The only power that you would have playing the game is in your core skills, is in the skill tree later down, but not the basic skills. The basic skills are there to even support the fucking main skills. So you would have to really diabolically think about this. How can I use the basic skill damage in such a way that it benefits me more now to use it and apply it to my core skills? Like, you would find a workaround. They're basically sitting this piece, the developers are setting Diablo 4 down in front of like a think tank of gamers and letting us explore the dimensions of it. It is so unfair. That is the most fucked up game ever. It deserves to be called Diablo. It is a fucking devil game, because it will take you on a journey that will consume your soul and leave you with nothing. Empty as fuck. And I never felt that way playing like an old Diablo. And to be honest with you, I don't want to go too far into this description area, but you guys are understanding exactly what I'm saying here and what I'm talking about. But the Paragon board is a whole separate matter. You then now have to go in and they give you like a 200 some points, like a 250 some points. You can earn more doing all this other nuancy shit. So this game is a grinding, granular, nuancy fucking around, doing all this kind of stuff just to kind of get a step ahead. And for what? What your bottom line is either finding that legendary, unique gear, whatever the heck that is. Only you can see it. And even you can't see it well on your character because they put a stupid little green glow to show that you've been fortified. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, I can't even see my character from this stupid hologram green crap that they code on my character. I don't even know what he looks like. He doesn't look cool at all when I'm playing him. I mean, I could talk. We'll talk about the graphics here in a second, or the actual the development of how that looks. You know, that whole part there, it could be drastically taken, or it could be definitely improved upon. It's just missing. It's missing. Anyways, the Paragon board, you go through with 255 some freaking points. You look at this chess piece, this Chinese chess puzzle thing, Chinese checkerboard, and you're busy going, what the fuck is this? And again, you got to go outside the game to get some better insight on how to use the damn thing. And after a while, it's okay. You can use it. But again, nobody wants to sit down and learn a subject matter. I don't want to sit down and learn hell. I don't mind playing it, but I don't want to learn it. I don't want to go to college for it. That's not what I have time for. And most people don't. It's so stupid. They're assholes. So anyways, and they're probably laughing about this shit. I don't give a fuck. That's what demons do. They fucking laugh about shit. It's like it's comedy for the fucking idiots that keep playing this. That's on us. But these guys made it. They made a fucked up game. So you've got this Chinese checkerboard. You're busy figuring out which ones are going to give you the goose, right? And then you find out that maybe you put those points in the wrong area. So then you have to go through and individually find where you put those points and take those out and put them in other areas. And then they make boards. It ain't just one Chinese board. You got multiple boards. You can get probably up to 6 that you're tinkering around with, depending on how you make your little path go. Because they make it where it goes out on the edges. And that's what connects to another board. And then you go through and cycle through and you connect them to another board. And then you have all these little stupid glyphs that you have to center in there. And some are specifically better for your for what you're trying to do and for your build. Do you understand what I'm saying in all this? If they change any fucking thing, you are back adjusting everything. I mentioned skills. I mentioned your gear, your skill points, and your gear having to adjust. It's also the Paragon board. So this Chinese checker shit, you're going in there and adjusting its asshole as well on all the boards. You may not even need some boards. You may say, well, that doesn't work for that build. I don't need that at all. I better change that out there. But you can't just delete that one. You can't just say, okay, I'm done with the board and all the points on it. You have to go through and individually take the little stupid points off. What a waste of fucking time. 255 points that you're cycling around on and off. And if you made a mistake, you went, oh man, I should have started in that direction. I'm going to have to redo the whole board. And keep your phone, because I'm playing on PS5. Bad idea. Better to play on PC. If you ever have any kind of games like RPG like this, please play on PC. Playing on console is a waste of freaking time. But I did it just to see what the experience was like. And I know now that I will never do that again. But I'm sitting with my phone and I'm trying to keep track of where this person's build put them in the journey of the Chinese checker. And I went, okay, make sure mine matches up so that I can hopefully get the same or similar type results. And then they say, we're gonna come back in and change it again. They're always tinkering with it. They're never gonna get done with it. They're just gonna upset more and more people until eventually they'll fall off. And then they're gonna start a season up that's gonna encourage people to play with their half broken, but once was godlike characters, now half broken. They want them to come into the new season and enjoy the game. We want you to have a good time playing. This is what fun looks like. Fuck. I'm at wit's end. I've been watching these guys, the content makers that I thought they were just going to say the same old shit, share about the patch, stuff, blah, 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 blah. They keep their little upbeat humor and happiness. They come in like, let me see what the new patch is doing. Oh, wow. We're going to go over the nerfs. This is really terrible. And they're just deflated, defeated. Multiple. The guys that I follow, all of them went, they should have turned a while ago. They're slow to the game. Like, I'm not slow to the game. I knew that this was bullshit from the beginning. They're just waking up to it. Now they're in the same camp I'm in. But they built their whole heart and soul on it. I already knew I built my heart and soul on it. I already knew all that. And I knew when I stopped where I was like, I'm walking away. I'm going to tell you where I stopped this game at. I wanted to take a break, maybe come back at the season, but I honestly wanted to get on with life because I want to build some freaking cool empires. I have things in life I would like to do outside of a gaming life. And this game does not afford you to be able to do that. You have to constantly be on there. And you're not really competing with anyone. I don't see there's a leaderboard. You're just there by yourself. At least on the console side. And I mean, I've played this game and I was at a bitch moment in the 70s. And then I found my hope. And I went ahead and pushed on forward and crushed it. And I got to level 100. And I thought, maybe I'll go try to kill Uber Lilith. That didn't work out. And that was going to be maybe my next final goal was to beat Uber Lilith. And I had faith that I could do it with what I had. I just needed to tweak some things and make it a little bit better. Nope. I'm not going back now. I got my fun. My $65 was wasted on videos. Like the gaming videos, the cutscenes and the storyline. That's what I paid for. In my opinion, my fun and experience was $65 or $69 worth. I don't know what I paid on just that. The rest of this was just kind of like exploring to see what I had in me. Could I do it? I don't play games to the very end mostly. That's just not in my pedigree. I play games to a certain point, I bail out. I never really take, my characters through end games. I don't really do that. I usually find out what my essence is going to be. When I say essence, it's like what is the overall feeling at the end of this thing that I'm supposed to be getting from the game. And when I isolate that in my mind and I go, what's the point in playing? And I walk away. But I've later in my life just done it for challenges on me. So I did this with New World. New World was a stink. It's probably like way more granular and developed out. But it had the exact same stupid mechanical shit in it that this one has. But at least ways I could see what my character looked like. There, in my opinion, I will go back and play New World before I play Diablo 4. That is a horrible statement. Horrible statement. But the fact that I would say that, I would rather play the New World by Amazon than to play Diablo 4. Because at least ways, the aesthetics were really nice, pleasant to walk through, experience, be immersed in the environment. There is a 50% immersion feeling that is going on in Diablo 4 versus an 80 to 90% immersion going on in New World. And I played New World long when it first came out, and I'm like, ugh. I got there and I worked my way to the last stages of taking it in game. So I knew what was going on. I knew all my stuff that I was getting, all the items and whatever all the little crafting shit. I did all that in that game. This is some silly stuff that people have to do as gamers. I mean, WoW, did WoW fuck us up? Did World of Warcraft mess everyone up for doing all these kind of things? I think that's World of Warcraft is World of Warcraft. That needs to stay there. let's not make a model off of that. I mean, that's just, I mean, I guess make a slight model. It is fun to a degree, but hell, people, you're picking occupations and games that don't reward you but anything but digital currency that you can't even transfer over, really. Why not do that shit in real life? Why don't take your efforts and energy and apply them to something that'll benefit you for life? I don't know. I hope I'm speaking to somebody that this makes sense, but I would play New World over Diablo 4 at this point. That's crazy for me to say. I can't believe I would even encourage that kind of statement out of my mouth. Because New World, when I walked away from New World, I was like, spit on it. I was like, I'm done with this dumb, weird crap. Because they were making it really nuancy with item scores and things like that, and gear score. That was getting a little stupid. And they were always changing it too, so they weren't really finalized. There was bugs. It was a buggy game, let's be honest. New World's buggy. But hopefully they fixed a lot of things, and they've opened up some more content. Just like as these RPGs aim to do. They want to get their followers and then keep them hooked. And I saw people playing there, and I was actually in a Discord group. I was in a guild. And that was pretty cool to belong to this group, and we'd all run out together and we go tackle stuff. And as a big, large group, that had more team building aspects to it and fun gatherings than Diablo 4 will ever produce. There's nothing there that seems like, I mean, I got thrown into a clan in Diablo 4. I ain't spoke to a member yet. Nobody says shit there. I don't even know how I got in there. I'm in it. Highest ranked one. Some people complain about it being hard. It's a hard fucking game. But you can get through it. But I took this character all the way to end game 100 and didn't feel really any fucking thing. And I looked at the screen, and this is the funny thing. When I got there and I tried Uber Lilith and I couldn't do that, I was like, I looked at the game and I looked at this. I remember saying this. I was like, all right, devil, I'm done. Bet you didn't see that coming. Beep, done. I did my challenge. I did enough. I smoked my energy away, smoked my life away, smoked my my time with my daughter away. Anything relative in my life, I put that shit on a shelf just to go through that experience. And so I have no regrets from walking away or whatever. It's only going to benefit me going forward. So what do we say after all this? They need to improve the aesthetics of the game, because they haven't really improved it beyond like 1 and 2. This is a Blizzard type move. It scares me to think that they can't do anything better with their imagery, their graphics. It scares me to think like this is what these gamers want. They want this little bitty character going t all around the map. And then they created a zoom function, which you've got to go, if you're on the console, you've got to go inside your D-pad to find that you even have it as an option, that you can zoom in. There needs to be a zoom out feature. You can't see the game as it is. So you might be running into problems very quickly because of your limited view. You can't even begin to think about like, oh shit, that might be a suppressor guy over there. Like you just run into that and okay, you better not go too far. Peel it back. But there needs to be like a bigger window field of view. No. Instead, the only camera option they give is to zoom in. Like nobody wants to zoom in too damn far. It's already bad enough. It'll make the game harder. And then for any of those people that want to step up from being fucked, they give you hardcore mode. You die, you start all over from the beginning. You lose all your experience, all your shit goes away, from what I heard. And there's people playing it on that. And they're adjusting the mechanics on that. Can you imagine you have ironed out a way to survive to like level 70 or 80, which is a great point to make in hardcore, you've done some really amazing stuff. Trust me. But then they go in and they fuck with your setup. How can you test that? You can't even test it. Oh, it's a fucked up game. If anybody likes going through frustration beyond stupidity, stupid frustration, play that game. I've never played Elden Ring, but I think I would enjoy it. It might put me through some hellacious moments. I'm fine with difficulty, but I'm not fine with stupid difficulty. So that's kind of my my rant, my videos for this saga of Diablo 4. I make a lot of other weird videos anyways, but this one had to be said. It had to be mentioned. I'm not going to go into any other commentary about the game. I mean, you can look to other people's videos for that. I mean, let's just say it like this now. Like, they screwed the pooch. And they're going to try to make changes and shit. But, like, again, like, you're still messing with people's playtime. They paid for this game expecting certain results. And you guys, you developers did not deliver. You have effed it up. It's not cool. It's not fun for anybody. And they feel like, if anybody, we should have our money returned to us, or at least half of it. There should be a credit given or something for all of this undeveloped gaming experience. Because that's what you're going through. Everyone's going through an undeveloped gaming experience that may continue to change, and you'll never know anything about it, and you're not going to read about it in game. You're not going to get any kind of good explanation. You're going to have to go outside the game. So they didn't do a good job of that, explaining even what the hell the game is built around. They give you these little captions at the bottom of the screen about what certain things do or do not do, but before that caption screen can even give you the content, which is it's good. People want to get on with the game. There needs to be like a good database where they can check. But again, it's not as clean to be able to look up those resources for tips or understanding or knowledge of the game. It just doesn't work. No. You can go online. You can somewhat figure it out. But you gotta keep track of all that. Anyways, I'm done with the rant. You guys get the big picture, the small picture. This is a stupidity game. Critical thinking made so critical that it has not arrived back to something simple. There you go. You guys are not intelligent. Hate to say it. Critical thinking is an intelligent process, and it should reduce it down to something simplistic. And if it fails to do that, it's not very intelligent in my opinion. That's all I gotta say. It's your boy LB. Enjoy whatever else I make. Hopefully this will be the start of many. Take care. Have a wonderful Diablo 4 experience. Bye now.